Ну что, всем привет. Продолжаем Enderal. Всем привет, Андрей. Чародейская лихорадка. Давайте по главному еще посмотрим. Все-таки лихорадка как-то не очень. Драконы. И здесь драконы.
This is holy ground, Outlander. You do not belong here.
Непонятно, как всегда. И когда мы на рынок? Блин, какой-то симулятор переходов. О, отлично. Критануло. Попытка номер 2. Что-то раньше, по-моему, не так это было. Или может что-то именно с указателями связано.
Hear my words, O path-abiding people of this holy city. A miracle has happened, a miracle that must have been, due to its sheer glory, brought forth by Malchus himself.
I have books, scrolls, potions, anything for friends of path-abiding magic.
В старом Рашенгране. Используйте Мирада.
Hear my words, O path-abiding people
Yeah,
of this holy
it's not
city.
as if I didn't tell them that already.
Apples, dates, but
Точно симулятор перехода. Двемеры.
Sir?
Тут называются перийцы. Воу. Голодные. Шапка Отлично. Андер-Сити.
Walk blessed.
Walk blessed.
Блин, дропы FPS такие. Ни с того ни с сего.
Walk blessed.
Музыка такая прям как в юности, когда гуляли.
Monsieur? Walk blessed, friend. Where are you headed? How about pirates? What is there to tell? They're beautiful animals, but just in the time before the Blood Moon Revolt, a long time ago, tame pirates like this one here was a really rare sight. Nowadays, though, they're pretty common, at least here at Enderal. Pity, somehow. Oh, well, that's hard to explain. They communicate, and through those clicking sounds, I also tell them where you want to go, before you mount them. Obviously, that only works for routes that the pirate already knows. Sure.
Ты мне нужна на северную.
Two.
Северную Средиземье.
Sure. Where to?
Три дисциплины.
Hello.
Неплохо. Моделька-то дракона, да? Понял. Немного уже даже забыл. Максимальная сложность Матея. Воу.
Monsieur?
My sir?
Walk blessed, friend. How about my... In the time before the Blood Moon Revolt, a long time ago. Oh, well, that... And through those clicking sounds, I also tell them where you... Sure. Where to?
Пангору? Почти Пангея. Блин, хочется одновременно и по главному квесту пройти, и в то же время быстро не проходить. Где-то тонкая грань. Ну и чё, они всегда на одном и том же месте, нет? Скайримовские пещеры. Искра смерти. Еще искры есть. Так. Или она в книжках. Блин, все время буду. Снаряд темной силы. О, энтропия. Поглощает здоровье заклинателя. Блин, почему не сделано что-то?
Shit! Get away from there! Now!
Отлично. Цена 9, урон 16 и урон мани. Урон 18. А, жизни-то мало. Почему шлем выглядит как котелок? Блин, за ХП не хочу. Но урон получается больше всего. И защита, ну, игнорирование защиты. Самое сильное, да. Ну и что? Эту дверь нельзя. Какую уж можно?
By the prophet's ass, 1 second later and I would have been scraped. What in blazes are you doing here anyway? Let's put it this way. I know how to hide when I don't want to be seen. Get a little too close and wait a little too long, and you'll have your ass blown around your ears by an explosion that would put any cannon to shame. Lashir? Oh my. The fellow really isn't one for names, is he? Anyhow, I hope you're not the backup I asked for. I was hoping for someone more,
как всегда.
impressive. No offense. Indeed. You have some... Very well. But it'll have to wait, since... Short version or long version? Which do you prefer? Fine. I suppose you already know that we... That is me, my assistant, 2 Arcanists, and 4 Keepers are here to do research on... But, as I went upstairs to get something a couple hours ago, I suddenly heard screaming and the clanging of metal coming from downstairs. As I looked for cover, I saw these 2 shapes in red robes. I have no idea. Anyway, fact is, my esteemed Enderalian colleagues and my assistant... And before you ask, yes, you can help me. I wouldn't have a chance fighting the mercenaries by myself, but the 2 of us might be able to do it, provided you can defend yourself. Which I'm quite sure you can. Oh, that's hard to explain. But part of it is finding the answer to the universal question. After we've cleaned up the mess, we can do this whole, who are you and what are you? Fine, then follow me. And keep your weapons ready. I think I just heard footsteps down there.
Китаянка. Веди.
What? Shit. You were right. Get them. Just try. All you got.
Отлично. Да, не очень выгодно это, конечно, захавать. Черствый хлеб хотя бы.
Shit, you were right. Get them. Just try. All you got.
Stabbed like a pig. Wait, hang on. What's this? By the prophet's ass. I don't believe it. They're orders. My assistant, Sev. It seems he's the reason these fuckers managed to take us by surprise. Save it for Sev when I shove the staff up.
А что если поглощение? А как оно к восстановлению относится или к чему? Магия света, зашибись.
Shit, can you smell that? That's fire. So, these... we have to do something. You're adept at If I'm right, the mercenaries are trying to destroy the stone fragments. And we have to stop them. You take the lower... I'll take the upper part. And when it's all done... Oh, if you should find my assistant Sev down there, try to take him alive and bring him to me. I want to take care of him myself.
Огнетушитель. Интересно.
Okay, then let's get going.
Ну и где он? Ну и все-таки где он есть? А, заклинание передал, блин. Ну давай. Понял. Блин, мне призыв какой-нибудь нужен. Что-то слишком боль. Как же мне нужны эти камни или как? Понял. Что нифига не понял. Да и что такое? Стоит на секунду просто. Какие же вы потные.
Fucking piece of shit.
повреждения. Почему одежду с них нельзя снять-то? Пришкварен или что? Прочесть пустой пергамент. Да. Угу. Все ясно.
Well, I'll be damned. That's what I call a good time. I take it you were successful? What about the fragments? Did you see? Well, what about Sev? Did you find him? You let him die? But shit. Damn it. What's your name anyway? Amidst all this, we didn't have... You're pleased? Well, I actually had the feeling that I was a little rough on you. Anyway, for starters, tell me how you managed to get the... That doesn't happen very often. I've got time.
Ну тогда слушай.
Uh-huh. So, you're saying that you learned all this, the magic, the swordplay, in such a short time? That's fascinating, to say the least. And these visions, if I understand correctly, you foresaw the death of the two apothecary? It does indeed. But hey, who am I to judge? Here you are. And even better, now you tell me that these skills come from studying magic for only a couple of weeks. Shit. Not you, sorry. I mean, but no, that would be crazy. Wait. Well, I'd like to speak freely, but I'm bound to... However, I will tell Constantine and old Aranthiel about my theory. And you... then we'll be in a position to really kick ass. Anyway, hold still for a moment. Ready? Alright, let's do this. Don't worry, it'll just tickle a bit.
Начинается, как начнешь человеку доверять.
Fuck! Are you alright? That wasn't on purpose. Sorry, as I said, I have no idea what just happened. The ritual isn't exactly harmless, but maybe this has something to do with the strangeness of your aura. I already said this, but it's hard to explain. But hey, I'm probably just out of practice. Your fever will now settle down to an endurable level, and now I suggest you return to... You need anything else? If not, see you later. We're going to meet again. I can feel it. Take care.
Так, сейчас, секунду. Так, ну чё? Элементалист. Книжки там какие-то. Псионик, ментализм, магия света. Несъедобное пиво. Это подходит. Несъедобное пиво. Блин, это ваша лихорадка. FPS. Охереть просто. С чего? Деревья или что? Надо видимость, наверное, снизить. Без видимости не так красиво. Ну что, еще потыкаю. Так, куда мне нужно вернуться? Там солнце. Был такой свиток. Быстрая телепортация. Ничего себе! Как не было людей, если развалины какие-то.
There you are. Magister Karus has been looking for you.
Karus? Why's that?
I don't know, but I think it's about the tome he wanted.
Well met.
Ah, I thought... Well, never mind. By the way, have you seen this new Miramise mage woman?
Yes.
Блин, написано жизнь, каст жрет, а он ману жрет. В чем прикол? Ничего не понял.
This is holy ground, Outlander. You don't belong here.
Blazes, I just can't bloody believe it.
Now, if it isn't the prodigy, well... Yes, I know. She's already told me everything. Good work. But I'll leave the judgment to Aranthiel. He wants to talk to you anyway. Seems you've caught his interest. Didn't I tell you that already? He's the highly esteemed, holy Grand Master of the Order. Tilor Aranthiel, son of Lorius I. In the Emporium, the last building on the left side... Ah yes, before I forget. My dame Lucy has left a token of gratitude for you. It's your choice. Do you want a book? An old map? Very well. I'm sure we'll talk again later.
Учебник. Где же эта книга? Ясно.
Walk blessed.
Спасибо. Понятно. Все такие дружелюбные. Да, еще они поглощают жизнь. Вампиризм в магии света. Чё за дерьмо?
Yes.
Magister Carus has been looking for you.
Carus? Why's that?
I don't know, but I think it's about the talking arrangement.
Well, never mind. And by the way, have you seen this new Meremise mage woman?
Move along.
Yes, or whatever her name is.
It is a suspicion, Tila. And to send an entire division across the sea because of a suspicion is madness.
We need to find out who sent the mercenaries. This Pegast said that they were after the Signet Stone, and if they succeed in getting hold of it next time, then the Black Guardian alone knows how to stop the cycle.
The cycle. Listening to you talk almost makes me forget that all this fuss here is merely based on some bad dreams you and your Neremes friends had.
The threat is real. Deny it as much as you like, but deep inside, you feel it as much as I do.
Tila, you're a commander, and a commander doesn't care about feelings, but about facts. You have made this mistake before, Tilor, back then in Kira, and we all know...
The mission will happen. I'm sorry.
You have a visitor.
So, you are the I am Tilor Aranthiel, son of Lorius I and... Yes, you are here because I believe that you are special. Humanity faces a threat, among other things. I do not need to explain to you that the present situation on Vin is chaotic. What most people are not aware of is the connection between these events. You, however, have I do. And I will explain everything to you. What it means, who we are, and what your part in all of this is. Come, follow me. Maybe you already know who I am. My entire life, I served the gods who ruled Vin, until their death 2 years ago. What you probably do not know is that the one responsible for their death is my son, Narazul Aranthiel. He hated the Lightborn because he believed that they robbed mankind of their right to freedom, so he strived to overthrow them. He found followers, formed an army and declared war on them, and thus on me, a servant of the Lightborn as well.
Cool.
It all ended in a battle 30 years ago, which Narazul won. He killed every single survivor except for me, and locked me in a dungeon on Nerim. I still do not know. There were circumstances favoring the development. Yes, after more than 30 years, when the death of the gods made the magic around the prison disappear. And during my escape in the northern mountains of Nerim, I also had them for the first time. The dreams.
Довольно зловеще.
I always saw the same glaring, terrible light, heard screaming, and I felt like I was burning up from the inside. And above all, like a veil, there was the knowledge of imminence. At first, of course, I dismissed these dreams as the delusion of a man close to death. So I concentrated on making it through the mountains somehow. 2 days after my escape, I was completely exhausted, and I would have died if a former acolyte of my son had not found. Yes, but he did not recognize me, and brought me to their headquarters instead, an old monastery. Maybe because they thought that the death of the Lightborn had made me insignificant. Still, even after my recovery, the dreams continued. At first, I doubted my sanity, but after some time I told the leader of the mages, Constantine, about them. And he said something that I'd never expected. I was not alone. He, as well as many others magically gifted on Vin, dreamed the same dreams. And the more we talked about the matter, the stronger our suspicion grew, which has now turned out to be the truth. The dreams, they come from the same place. They are a collective. So I know that you can feel it too, and probably far more intense than we do. But like you back then, we went to Pyreans. 3 things. First, there were many civilizations before us and before the Pyreans. Maybe hundreds, maybe thousands. Second, the history of each civilization unfolded and still unfolds according to a pattern. They emerge, they blossom, and at some point, at the apex of their existence, they simply disappear without any trace. And third, everything that has happened in the past years, and which is still happening, indicates that this disappearance lies ahead of us. We are part of an eternal loop, a cycle, and our cycle is approaching its end. Yes, it does. But there came a moment when we began to study the history of the Pyreans more intensely, and the parallels were extraordinary. In its early days, also the Pyreans had a ruling caste who declared themselves gods after the catastrophe. The 2 castes of the Sun Priest, and then, just like that, the Pyreans ceased to exist. They knew it was imminent, but they could not prevent it. They tried, but they failed. Who knows why? Maybe they found out too late. That is the question we need to find an answer to. The end was not violent, even though there was war in the Pyrean Empire before its ruin. When the cleansing happened, it was as if all living beings... Well, this is the reason why we need your help. Not only episodes of history. Yes, the Pyreans call them the emissaries. They emerge very shortly before the cleansing occurs, like a law. While I take on the role of the ruler, you take on the role of the It's just a description. Call it what you will. but without doubt, it is the truth. Your story matches the description. Yes. Former enemies or not, both sides have understood the magnitude of the threat. The magical knowledge of Narazul's former mages is vast, as is the power of the Holy Order. I do not know. Firespark the mage has told me your story, and even though your fate is tragic, so maybe everyone can become an emissary, or we simply have not understood the pattern yet. Yes. Former enemies or not. No. As I already said, the emissaries simply appear at the beginning of the end. Like peace. On the one hand, your power. You carry the potential to master any skill within on the other hand, your ability to look into the past. And therefore, your visions are a window into the past. And as every cycle is, you can feel the thread this world is woven with. And because of that, you can see things that have happened, and thus will happen again. This gift makes you indispensable to us, and it is why I want your help. Good. However, there's one more thing before the actual work begins. I want you to join our order. It is. Whatever you think about our story, we are the only... If you want to be part of our mission, you need to have... There will be voices in the Order speaking against your admission, as they are speaking against the presence of the Naramese mages. Consider it is the trial the novices have to pass in order to be exalted to the role of a keeper. Only the best... At this very moment, 2 novices are on their way to the testing grounds. I have informed them about your arrival. I had a hunch. Let us leave it at that. At the border to the Heartland, near the Whisper Wood. They will be waiting for you there. Take them... one more thing. It might be self-evident, but keep your knowledge about the... I do not believe you can do any real harm. But in the work after the cycle has been stopped, we will deliberate upon how we deal with the matter. Now, leave. The sooner we can dispense with this formality, the better. Walk blessed, Prophet.
Let's hope he knows.
Keep walking.
Прям как в этом. В кризисе. Ну-ка, что-то у нас по скиллам. Жрать трупы, да? показатель-то?
This is holy ground, Outlander. You do not belong
Watch yourself. The streets aren't safe this time of the day.
Блин, как же это напоминает готику. Ты не можешь с нами двигаться, потому что ты даже не гражданин. Ух, какая злая. Ух. Ой.
My sir.
Прям руки. Послушайте, Бардер. Ну, что-то вы какую работу они тут проделали? Может, там и песенки классные?
Yes?
Yes.
Yes?
Че, пофиг, можно, блин, в железной броне ходить? Чуть не пойму.
Greetings.
Блин.
Monsieur?
An Oculus, my sir, please. The Lord will redeem you for your kindness.
Бонни.
So, any progress?
О, Дарья, это серьезно.
Greetings.
Monsieur?
Ну-ка, где там рынок?
Hear my words, O path-abiding people of this holy city. Many of you may have heard it already. There's war in
Hungry?
Kira.
I've got just what a weary traveler needs.
scrolls, potions.
If it's clam and fish you seek, then come and take a good long peek.
My sir?
Storm the palace of the Golden Queen. By that, they have not only defiled the grandeur of the merciful Golden Queen herself, but also that of the Lightborn Saldron, keeper of the writings, the eternal timeless.
Treat yourself. Can I help you?
Have a good day. Sure. Have a good day. Work, 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 work.
Work. А где эта магичка?
Apples, dates, bananas, the freshest fruits right from
Walk,
the farmer's coast and
sure.
Boonville.
Take a look.
Due to its sheer glory, brought forth by Malthus himself. Tilor Ardenfield has returned. Yes, you have heard right.
Книга ученика. Призрачный волк. Вот и все. Ничего еще продать книг.
Walk blessed.
Так, сейчас минут 5 перерывчик. Ну что, еще один квестик. Блин, это кнопка. Блин.
Hear my words, O path-abiding people of this holy city. A miracle has happened, a miracle that must have been, due to its sheer glory, brought forth by Malthus himself.
Походу не то. Вот. Прям как Frostpunk.
Yes?
Границы Средиземья.
Yes? Walk blessed? Sure. Two.
Yes. Oh, yes. I hope you're aware of what you're getting yourself into. Our novices trained for years for this trial. And as much as I respect the Grand Master, in other words, it will be dangerous. Be aware of that. How selfless? Then it seems I'm granted the extraordinary honor of exalting the... Give me the package the Grandmaster gave you, and say hello to your new comrades. Oh, yes. You're the... I hope you're... In other words, it will be... Huh.
What? Oh, hello. You're our unexpected addition, aren't you? The prodigy? It does, actually. I'm Kalia Sakarish. By my path, I have been told what you did in Old Rashengrad. That you... An astonishing feat, truly. You have my respect for that. Well, as long as you handle it as well as you did in Old Rashengrad. You know, I'm really curious as to what the mercenaries thought they were doing. Someone willing... Anyway, it's been an honor to meet you in person. Let's talk later.
I don't want to hear it. You're prattling. I don't want to hear it. Just shove off. Heretics.
All right, enough of the chatter. Come here. Here. These potions will be necessary later, so be careful with them. Apart from that, it's still a few miles to the ritual place. As you're all gifted with magic, the spores in the forest ahead will make you a little dizzy, but we won't stay for long. Any questions? Long story. Simply put, they come from a special So, in case you're thinking about exploring further, take some magical protection and some ambrosia with you. Good. Stay close to me.
Да как скажешь.
But it's too late for that now. Korek would have conquered the city, and then you will be ashamed.
So this is the Whispering Forest. Fascinating. I've read a lot about it, but never actually seen it.
Poor thing. My brothers and I have seen the border countless many times before. But I bet you know all about
Get ready!
Instead.
What? That's all you've got?
That was a hold-up.
Wait, do you see that?
Yes, that man. What is he doing?
He shouldn't be here. No merchant in his right mind would voluntarily travel through the Whispering Forest. We'll go take a look at him. Stay ready.
She's with me now. Forever.
Kirash!
What? You there? Who are you? And what are you doing here?
She's with me now. Forever.
What are you, deaf? Identify yourself.
His eyes. Master, this is the Red Madness.
Shit, of course. You will put away that pickaxe right now, my sir, and then get on your knees.
She wanted to leave. Don't you understand? She wanted to leave me. Just like that.
This is
But now,
disgusting.
She will stay.
By the righteous path! Have you lost your mind?
I could ask you the same thing, damn it! Did you forget what Magister Yarrow did to the novices? This man could have attacked us at any moment.
Oh, really? Malphas protect us from your cunning. But did the thought ever cross your mind that one needs to understand a disease in order to heal it? And that some apothecary might have given their left hand for a living patient?
You're not being fair, Master. I was only protecting
Like heck you did. You behaved like an idiot. And not for the first time. The other masters might ignore that fact due to your religious commitment and your bloodline. I get that. But if something like this ever happens again, you will be suspended from the rites and will spend the rest of your life polishing prayer banks in the sanctum. Do I make myself clear?
He really was trying to protect us, Master. Maybe...
Do I make myself clear?
You do, Master. and I beg your forgiveness for my offense.
Сразу, да.
Granted. Now let's push on. We will take care of the body after the ritual.
Are you okay?
Just save it.
Here it is, the first foothold. This is where Malphas's vassals erected their first camp, so behave yourselves accordingly. You too, prodigy. Well then, before we start, there's something I need to tell you. Something, important. The rumors concerning the deaths of the Lightborn, they're true.
What?
The gods are dead. They fell 2 winters ago, beneath the sword of an unknown traveler. We, that is, the Order, have known about this for quite some time now, but haven't told the common people yet. But since the 3 of you intend to take the trial, there's no way to disguise the truth anymore.
But how can a god die?
There was a prophecy, as old as the Lightborn themselves, in which there was talk of a shadow god, who would end the era of gods. And it came true. I'm sorry.
You're sorry?
You're telling us that the gods have been killed, and you are sorry. What's next? That tomorrow the sun will stop shining? Tell us that this is a test, Master. It is, isn't it? A test of our faith.
No, the Lightborn are dead. But, hard as it may be to accept, we cannot afford to fall into a spiritual crisis right now.
The Order of the Gods, Malphas's order, was created to protect the Lightborn. And if what you're saying, this blasphemy is true, then we're meaningless. We failed, don't you see that? Oh, by the Black Guardian, I just can't believe it.
And though I shan't be seen, thou shalt live by my virtue. 3rd Revelation, verse 137. I know it's hard, Dunmar, but if this is true, we have to show strength and keep on believing in what the Lightborn stood for. Which is the idea of peace and...
Oh, just shut your mouth, Sakaresh. If anything, you lowborn scum are living proof that the Order is going downhill. Do you really think I don't know about the village? You're a damned witch, and if this were the old times, you would have been crucified long time ago.
You don't mean that, Dunmar.
Drop it, for heaven's sake! We're all on the same side here.
No, we are not. This wench doesn't have any right to wear the white robes. And if you would spend more time with the Holy Scriptures instead of your brandy bottle, you would see it as well. But no, you just...
Shut up! I swear to you, one more word and you will wish that I just suspended you.
But...
No buts! Do you understand?
Yes.
I hope so, for your sake. Just be glad that this is a time when we need skilled mages more than ever. Just be glad. Now enough of this. Our demeanor defiles this sacred place. There will be enough time for depression and personal crisis after the trial. Let's recite the holy words. Thou art my light, my glimmer at the horizon. Thy name is my sacrament, and thy path I will honor. In life, as in death.
May your light guide me.
Good. As you know, this trial will test the fortitude of your spirit. Because this is what, distinguishes a keeper from a soldier? What distinguishes a wise man from a fool? Keep that in mind. Now, drink the potion I gave you. You first, Prodigy. Let's hope the Grand Master was right about you.
Палёная водка, да?
Oh no. No, no, no. I knew I wouldn't be the last one. Did they also tell you? They've lured you into a trap, you know. And you fell for it. Because you're arrogant. Just as I am. As I was. You're right. I'm not real. But then again, if I told you that you and your friend Sirius actually lie dead at the bottom of the sea, and that everything... The answer is no. Because you don't want to be dead. Therefore, your mind will do... Doesn't it? Tell me, what is time to the dead and dreaming anyway? A self-created sanctuary built from nothing but your wishes. But what's the point in talking anyway? You don't want... What? They haven't told you about him? Oh, that's so typical. The suppressor. He... And... You know, sometimes I wonder if that's exactly what we human... But no. No, not yet. It's too early to... Yeah.
О, здорово.
What the? How did you do that? You simply opened it? Come on. We...
Конечно, далеко не пойдем.
By the gods! These are the scourges of the suppressor. They want to punish us.
Да.
so cold. Maybe it wasn't such a good idea to go out. After all, I mean, yeah. Yes, the cell is small, but at least it's safe.
Просидеть вечность в клетке, да? Почему бы нет? Грустные ребята. Инди говорит, пройди испытание, это просто формальность. Ну да.
What the? Haven't we been here before? By the gods, everything here looks so similar. It's a damn maze. Oh really? We should never have left. This will be our doom. Oh no. No. Do you see it? All the cells, they're all empty. And there's blood. Oh no. There were people in there just like us. They didn't know their place either, and now they're dead. They've simply dissolved because they dared to disobey the suppressor. By the gods. This is what will happen to us too. I knew it was a mistake to leave in the first place. I just knew it.
Прям как в Сталкере, когда бюреры появлялись. Понял. Так, а если вот так? Ага. Понял. Ну, в общем, я понял, в чем задумка была. Вот, да, вернуться бы сейчас в камеру.
Oh no, no! Can't you see? We're back where we... What? The suppressor's punishment. It will be horrible. Of course I'm a part of you, and you are a part of me. Isn't that obvious? No, there isn't. Just look at us. Look at what we... No, you have. But I should have known. I mean, what can you expect from someone who has killed his entire family? I followed you because for a brief moment, you made me want to believe, and now you've dragged me into the abyss along with you. What? The suppressor's punishment. It will be horrible. Well. So you figured it out? Yes. I am what keeps you in this place. But was it blind rage that made you act, or have you truly understood who I am? Have you understood what drives you and determines your actions? The salt corrodes your skin, and the water filling your lungs is cold. But you still haven't found it, child, have you?
Конечно. Не понял. Лысый эльф, какое убожество.
Oh, hey. Good to see you awake. How are you feeling? Good question. The room was empty when I came here. Actually, that's quite weird now that you mention it. But, probably a ceremony or something like that. Now, tell me, how are you holding up? I heard this trial's quite the feat. Apparently some of the novices never wake up again. In the temple, the Curare... You were brought here when you were traveling with that Ixen guy. I think the others are already awake, but I didn't want to leave you here, so I thought I'd just stay. I mean, hey, you are a keeper of the first sigil now, aren't you? I believe congratulations are in order. Well, you shouldn't. Do you know why? Because you're pathetic. Simply pathetic.
I said you are pathetic. At first we believed it would be exciting this time. But now that we've seen the new prophet, our hopes are gone. You're a joke.
A nobody who let his only friend kick the bucket. As if you'd ever accept that. You humans are always so damn persistent, aren't you? Why? Why can't you just let go?
Because in the end, you are powerless, just as all those before you. And you, prophet, you are the biggest joke of all.
You are nothing but an urchin.
A weakling.
No, живая.
And a murderer.
Понял.
And that is why you will burn. All of you. The cleansing will happen, and there's nothing you can do to... What have you done to us? The world is an interplay of cause and effect, and the only logical consequence of your existence is annihilation.
Или агент Матрицы.
That's the way. But enough of the banter, urchin. We want... Now wake up.
Thank Malphus. I was starting to think, how are you? You look exhausted. You did. That's probably one of the after effects of the potion. But it's good to see the Grandmaster was right. I woke up just a few hours earlier, and he was here in the meantime. He did, but I suppose mutual congratulations are in order. We may... Almost, yes. All that is left to do is to take the oath. Speaking of whom, he also told me some things while you were asleep. About the Pyreans. This is so bizarre, really. At first we're told out of nowhere... Hard to... I never had those dreams the Grandmaster talked about, but then again, I always had the feeling that the Red Madness was more than an ordinary... At least now I can understand why the Grandmaster was willing to break all the traditions of the Order just to get you exalted to be a keeper. According to him, most of our battle against the cycle will stand or fall with you. Well, as I said, we both have to take the Holy Oath. You should talk to the Grandmaster as soon as you're... Right. Dunwar. The apothecary examined him about an hour ago, and it doesn't look good. It's likely that he'll never wake up again. He was impulsive, yes. You know, Dunwar was one of those people who tried. The reality is that he was the last of his bloodline, and but I guess Master Bartar's revelation was just too much for him. It's hard to be told that everything you've lived for was a lie. Well, maybe I just don't but yes, in a way, you're probably right. I suppose that's mainly due to the funny that the Grandmaster said nearly the same thing during the exaltation. Dunwar would have considered it blasphemy. That's true. A lot of crimes were committed during the Lightborn. Imagine you're the king of a small island, and one day the invasion catches you completely off guard, and within a few... Will you use the time that... Or do you send them into the field to fight the Reavers? What I'm trying to say is, if your attempt to rescue the farmers fails, you'll... Of course, there's a small chance... As I said, I don't mean to absolve the Lightborn of their crimes, but I'd... I suppose the answer depends on whether you're in the mood for some gloomy talk. Sooner or later, you'll hear it from someone else anyway, so why not from me first? As you wish. Where should I start? Maybe with the fact that I don't... I wish I knew.
Отличная история. Коротенько.
What I do know, though, is that it was dark, and I felt dizzy, and I eventually found the strength to get up and look around, and, well, the entire village. There were corpses everywhere. Men, women, children, and the houses had been crushed as if... Whatever it was, I didn't have much time to think about it. As soon as I got up, one of them got off his horse, ran towards one of the corpses, and started screaming something in my direction. By the name of the sun, it's strange to talk about it like this. It's been so long, but the memory feels as if it... Well, it turned out the riders were hunters. They must have observed the... whatever it was from the distance, and ridden back to the reason they thought I was somehow involved is that the village priest found me a couple of days before. Apparently, I was wearing torn clothing, and no matter what the apothecary tried, he couldn't wake me up from my comatose sleep. And it seems that made the riders think I was some kind of witch child. For you, maybe. For them, as simple people, it was probably they leave to go hunting, and when they come back, they find their village in ruins with that foundling child being the only survivor. Probably. Truth be told, I try not to think about it too much. And I even made it to Ark all by myself, which didn't turn out to be much of an improvement. Yes. Thinking about it now. Still, the winters down there were cruel, and if Master Tyrus hadn't found and taken... Yes, otherwise... He saw me, and he knew what he had to do, is how he put it. Of course, the Order wasn't too happy about a pathless child in the Scuola, just as some aren't happy about you being here. But Tyrus was a highly regarded man, and that's why they let it slide. It does, yes. But then, so maybe I was some kind of substitute. I don't know. But in the end, it doesn't matter. I owe him everything. Yes. Well, here we've reached the end of my impressive tale. I hope you... No, I guess I'm not. He does, yeah. One of those hunters recognized me in the market my first year as a novice, and you can imagine that it was easy pickings for those who were already against my From then on, they added names to the derogatory stares. Demon Child, Witch, whatever they could come up with. Yes, you know what's funny? To some extent, I'm glad to be who I am. That way, people just leave me alone. So, but I'd say that's enough of the gloomy stories, don't you think? There will be plenty of time for chatter in the future. Maybe. You should. It's already late, but if you want, I can show you the most important places in the temple before you go to the Emporium. As you wish. The apothecary put your gear in the chest by your bed. Now walk blessed. I will see you soon.
Ну и чё там? Архивариусом я стану каким?
And you actually believe this could work? It sounds absurd.
I don't believe I know. The mercenary, he might not be the shining knight of Castle Starsound, but he's better than most of your men. I want him, and you will need to convince your true Chesser of it.
Is that so? Very well, I will convince her. You will hear from me.
I hope so.
Prophet, good to see you. How do you feel? You've never been in any danger. If I had doubt... In any case, all that is left to do now is to recite the oath. None of it, you'll see. The ceremony needs a little... Even if it hurts to lose more time, the cleansing approaches. I can feel it. People I knew, including you. But these people weren't themselves. There was something else. I believe that these beings are connected to the cycle. You did? It must be related to our roles as emissaries. None. Maybe they are demons, or... In any case, if they are indeed responsible for the cycle, they are our enemies. That's what matters for now. Come back tomorrow for the ceremony.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Magisters never change.
Oh well.
Интересно, у великого магистра поспать можно? Месяца не переименовали.
Walk blessed. Yes.
Transcribe verse 80 100 times. Sky can rain fire.
Pathlessness.
Magisters
Every
never
look.
change.
Where is this supposed to lead?
Ну, здесь же должна быть кровать.
That's beyond me.
Орден Креста и Секиры.
This is holy ground, Outlander. You...
It is time. Come forward, Prophet. I know what you are feeling. Mistrust. For it is the first time in the history of the Order that a stranger will receive the holy consecration. You consider it a treason against our charter, and therefore against us all. And indeed, it is true that traditions have strengthened the Order. We have ruled this land for millennia, and for millennia we have prevailed. And I know that what happened 2 years ago has unsettled you. Yes, we are in a crisis. Yes, our foundation seems to be shattered. And now you believe that I profane even what little is left by consecrating a pathless one. But you are wrong. It was always people who have given strength to the Order. People like you and me. Yes, we did serve the Lightborn, but because they embodied an idea. The idea of peace through stability. And even now, after their demise, we will pursue this idea. We are facing a threat that endangers the world as we know it. And to fight it, we need one thing above all others, the readiness to make sacrifices for the greater good. This man, like Novice Sakarish, has shown this readiness. He is talented and has a gift, and thus carries responsibility. But instead of running from this responsibility, he faced it and found us. Consecrated ones, repeat my words. This is the day when my old me dies.
This is the day when my old me dies away. For today I receive the sigil. From now on, I live to protect, by sword
Thus,
and mind,
you are elevated
the path,
to
my
keepers
land,
of the
and
first
those who
sigil.
are without strength.
Rise. Now let us all recite the holy words. Thou art my light, my glimmer at the horizon. Thy name is my sacrament, and thy path I will honor, in life as in death.
May your light guide me.
Leave now, brothers and sisters, and rest. We will need our strength. Go and get your armor at the temple's forge. After that, meet me in the Emporium. There's news. Ranks. After a novice has passed the trial, he is raised into the first sigil, and over the course of years, if he proves to be worthy, into higher ranks, up to the fourth sigil, which is held by the Truchessa and the Grand. Of the first sigil, yes. Our masters will teach you, our smiths will equip you. Walk blessed.
Oh my. You just don't get any younger.
Is that stuff so expensive?
Ну-ка, доспехи.
Walk blessed.
Walk blessed.
Unreliable.
Walk blessed.
That's what they are, all of them.
Now, if it isn't the notorious prodigy. Ah, right. The highly debated new keeper. You suddenly have caused some uproar. I'll give you that. So, robes, mail, or plate? Fine, here you go. And no matter what you think of all this, wearing this armor is an honor. Get that into your head. Sure, you'll have to pay. Walk blessed. Sure, you'll have to pay normally though. As much as the Grandmaster favors you, metal and work don't come for free. Sure, you'll have to pay normally though. As much as the Grandmaster favors you, metal and work don't come for free. Walk blessed.
Так, ладно, хватит на сегодня. Всем, кто был тут, спасибо. До связи.